were not, my family has always been persecuted, just like the Jewish people. My parents, they were white in the Soviet Union, but they were still different because they were the Jews. And they were different because I, for example, like my family, when I look at my mom and my dad's birth certificates, it says Jewish.
Jew.
It says Jewish on them. And I remember I like very recently, post October 7th, I looked at that and my heart kind of like sank because that was something I can't imagine looking at your birth certificate right now and seeing Jew or on your passport Jew. And I just think about that this wasn't that long ago. This was 30 years ago that my parents were still experiencing this type of hate. And
I mean, I was born in 1991. Like that's my year.
yeah, yeah. So like my parents were still experiencing this when you were born, and which is why they left. And I think that's so important for people to understand that this wasn't 100 years ago. This was something that genuinely to my parents was just like yesterday in a blink of an eye. And I remember when October 7th had happened, my mom was like, this is my worst nightmare. This is what I lived through, and this was not what I wanted you to live through or ever have to understand. And I think that shows the resilience and like the the bravery kind of the Soviet Jewry, that even though they were knocked down many of pegs, many of times, that they're still determined to raise a future generation of Jewish children, especially in the diaspora. And I think that's a big difference between the Soviet Jews that are in Israel and the Soviet Jews that are here, is that we're living in the diaspora. We